Number 25.
Discussion and possible action regarding items discussed in executive session.
Mayor, my motion is to move Stephanie Green from the court department to, back to administrative staff with a probation period of 30 days.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I make a motion that we direct you to put Jennifer Lopez on a performance probation for 14 days.
Second.
You can take Ms. Newendorf.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And Mayor Branch, I'm not sure that I stated that first one. It was to direct you to, I'm not sure that I said direct the mayor. To direct the mayor. Can I rescind that and do it right?
It's clear from what was said, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
For Ms. Green, correct?
Already had it wrote down.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor.
You're welcome.
All right. I move to authorize the city attorney to initiate a real estate purchase agreement with Waller County for 906 Cooper in the amount of $90,000. Further authorize city attorney to initiate a real estate purchase agreement with Waller County Historical Society for the purchase of Kellner Block 29, lots 14 through 20, for the purchase amount of $125,001.
Second.
29, lots 14 through 20.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries. Okay. Where we want to start at again?
Agenda item number 9.
Number 9.
You understand that that was effective immediately, correct, Mayor Branch? Okay. Just one-
Mr. Pruitt asked us to table number 8.
No, not number 8, sorry. Number,
I apologize. Number 10.
yeah, number 10.
All right, it's number 8.
Okay. Agenda item number 8 is public hearing regarding the City of Brookshire guidelines criteria for tax abatement agreements.
So Mayor and Council, if you're ever gonna, in the future, do a traditional tax abatement agreement with the property, and before you do any of that, you have to have tax abatement policies and procedures. You did this a little over 2 years ago, and you went through the same exact process, establish your policies and procedures, but those lapse after 2 years. And I guess they're just not being on the agenda or something, they were lapsed. These are the same exact policies and procedures the city's used for over 2 years. They're almost verbatim, straight out of state law. But in order to adopt them, we have to have public hearing. And this is not the item to pass them, the next item will be the one to pass those tax abatement the criteria. And I just want to make it known that you're not in any way committing yourself to tax abatement agreement by doing this, or doing anything of that nature. You just have to have these on record and have to have a public hearing in order to even begin that process. So Mayor, just open the public hearing and then.
Public hearing is now open at 8:03.
Has anybody closed it up?
Anyone like to speak or have a discussion? No?
Crickets are poetic.
I know.
Literal crickets.
So,
Literal crickets are poetic.
No one.
They're enjoying the rain.
Anything to say? We'll close it at 8:04.
Number 9.
Yeah. Okay, agenda item number 9, discussion and possible action regarding resolution number 1381, a resolution of the city of Brookshire, Texas, indicating its intents to participate in a tax basement, adopting guidelines, criteria for tax abatement agreements.
Mayor and council, same thing. This is just the tax abatement guidelines and showing that you, as a council, have an intent to enter an abatement sometime in the future. But you're not committing yourself to anything to this, and if adopted, they'll be posted on the city website.
What is the time criteria for section 22, both portions?
And there's not, it's just, they're supposed to be posted on the website. So the previous versions were.
Okay.
We'll just make sure these are updated and on the website.
Okay.
I make a motion that we accept resolution number 1381.
Second.
All agree?
Aye.
Okay, motion carries. Number 10, discussion and possible action regarding resolution.
Thought we were tabling that, Mayor Brooks.
Well, it wasn't in the original
Yeah, it
group, but
was.
you can table it.
Sorry, apologize. Agenda item number 11, discussion and possible action regarding resolution 1383, a resolution of the city of Brookshire, Texas regarding the request of Javier Garcia Lopez for a variance from the side setback requirements of section 50-21 of the city ordinance, code of ordinance, for a proposed single family resident to be located at 2 Donna Court in Brookshire, Texas.
Mayor and council, this has been vetted through your development services group. They recommend, on page 4 of the document, to approve it, subject to conditions, and just with the notes that subject lot was platted prior to the current code's requirement for interior yard, that it's located northeast corner of intersection of Becker Court and Heritage Drive, and has a 50-foot frontage that's platted, which makes it unique. And then with a 15-foot setback on the west, it says that the applicant may have to reduce the size of the building, but they still recommend approval subject to those notes.
I make a motion we accept resolution 1383.
Second.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at it to see how close it would be to the lot next door to it,
Sure.
please, because this is,
So, yeah, basically what happened is when they made the plat for these, subdivision, if you see all the corner lots are wider, except for mine, right? So when they accepted this plat, my corner lot is a lot,
narrower.
a lot narrower than the rest of them. So basically, if I cut 15 feet from here and then 7.5 feet from the other side, it would leave just a very small window for a building. So that's why we're requesting this variance on both sides. To 5 feet that you had before, 5 feet on the east side, and 9 feet on the west side.
Would you be amenable to us being okay with the variance on the left side,
Yes.
but still doing the 2.5 on the right side?
So
So it's even between your home and the next one and
basically,
on down the road?
what you had on the east side before, it was 5 feet on the
Right.
east side in between houses. So now it's now they came up to 7.5 instead of 5 feet. So
Mhm.
I'm still requesting to still stay on the 5 feet they.
5 feet
before.
instead of
Sure.
7.5.
So
That's
instead
what-
of the 7.5, I would like to keep 5 feet on between houses,
Understand?
and then 9 feet on the west side.
When did you get that,
The
approved? What date, what time?
Well, this is, it hasn't been approved until today. If it's approved, I mean, basically what I.
No, I
If
meant.
your permit.
Permit, that's what, I'm
Oh, the
sorry.
permit, I'm still working, there's no point of doing any, mitigation on regards to, lifting the property, because it's on the floodplain. So until we, get this variance, then we'll start working on mitigation for that. So, basically, we would like to get approval for for the setbacks, then we'll work on the mitigation, which we have already planned for that, and, I think we're good after these, variants.
But Gunda recommended
Yeah,
that.
they just want you, as a council, to understand that's what the request is that shortened variances for that less inside.
And it's 5 feet from the side of the building to the property line?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a unique situation. I mean, you can tell these should have been plotted. It looks like the developer wanted to feed another lot there. So they left, and these should have been a larger lot basically because it's a corner lot to accommodate for that. But it's a unique situation to where my property is narrower than the rest of it. See, if you see the 4 corners, mine is a lot narrower. So it's basically
Right.
needs the setback to be wide.
When were the new setbacks approved?
February this year,
Sorry.
the 17th of this year.
So, I guess it's a legal question. At what point do we really say, he already had intent to do something, so he was grandfathered in?
Well, yeah, the problem with that is that it's those were adopted before his plans are submitted, and so he's just stuck in a kind of in the middle. And so, and I just did the math on it. Essentially, what this does to the building is that it goes from, if you follow the setbacks as they would be applied to the property now, you'd have a 27.5-foot wide house. If you allow the variance, it's a 36-foot wide house. Is that correct?
Yep.
So,
Okay.
It's a cute little house. I mean,
Right. And the rest of the homes, because most of those are new, they were the 10-foot,
yeah, they'll have the same setbacks as they're there, depending on where they
right,
fall. in
or the
in
5
That
foot,
5 foot,
but 10-foot
5 foot on these.
between the
yes.
two. Okay, I'll second your motion, Ms. Branch.
Thank you.
I was gonna second it.
Sorry, I'll let you do the next one.
Just kidding.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carries.
You're welcome.
13A4.
Okay, agenda item number 12, discussion and possible action regarding resolution number 1384. A resolution of the city of Brookshire, Texas regarding the request of DMZ Properties LLC for special exemption to the height requirement of section 10-205 of the city's Code of Ordinance for a proposed multifamily development to be located at 395 FM 359, Brookshire, Texas.
So this is a little different than the previous one was a variance. This is just a special exception. So generally it's not, the standards aren't as high. And you have built into your new code, this is this is the February adoption of your code, that, you have a height limitation. It used to be you had 85, I think 80-something feet was the height all across the city. So anywhere somebody could build an 80-foot tall structure without issue. Here, that's been lowered to 35 feet. And the only condition, the special exceptions you have to grant as a council is that if someone goes above the 35 foot, that they have to push the setbacks in accordance with however high they're going. So that's what's been requested here. The applicant has requested a 10-foot addition, so to make a 45-foot structure instead of 35 foot. And so, but then the setbacks will accompany that height.
Okay, so a couple of questions. The previous iteration of this had 2 restaurant pads. Are you sure? This looks identical to another one.
Thank you, sir.
So this is a multi-family project. And we have 328 apartments here.
Mm-hmm.
In order to comply with the requirements, we have much more, there's much more than required. So we are within the code, we are providing a lot more than what the code requires. So we just need the blessing of the council to allow us with the height variance.
I know the address was in here, sir. Could you just refresh my memory where this is gonna be located?
This is on FM 359 and I-10 on 10th Street, the entire block.
That, yeah.
Yes, sir, yes, ma'am, right behind the Jack in the Box.
Now, is this not the same one that we had a pre-development meeting on
Yes, sir.
about a month ago?
Yes, but what we have come for the special exceptions is for this area.
Correct, but what I'm asking is that still gonna be part of the final plat?
There's no, sir, not this. They have changed this. We have right now come here for special exceptions.
I understand.
Yes, sir.
I'm just asking, is that part of the final plat or no?
No, sir. It is not.
How many floors? 4?
4.
4 floors.
These are beautiful.
And if you look at the sheet number, C 1.02, it shows the setback required and setback provided. And everywhere we have provided a whole lot more setback as per the city code and ordinances in order to comply the code.
And Justin, once again, the recommendation from Gunda?
Was approval, but they had 4 conditions and notes. They need, confirmation that the parcel belongs to Virat or Virat Crossing. If not, then a title report to see who's the actual property owner. They want to provide, they need a copy of the existing recorded plat for the property. Confirm that the owner is DMZ Properties as a title tax. The tax certificate indicates the owner is Vero LLC. And that the site meet all other code requirements, of course.
And does he already have drainage district? on that
For this
section?
step, I mean, this step in the thing is just to get your
Right.
approval of a special
Go to the
exception.
next level. Yes, we are currently working with BKDD as well, Brookshire, KT, Drainage District.
Correct.
We have done a whole lot on that, but we need to pass this step to move further.
So, Mr. Hill, you was in on a pre-development
I
meeting?
was. I was. There was a pad site, but evidently that's not part of this anymore. So.
It's listed as green space right now. So on C 1.02, it's listed as green space. That's
No,
where.
No, we are looking at, I'm sorry. No, what I was, the objective was to see this for the ordinances, the increase in height 10 feet. This is what is required, and this is what we have provided. So we are going way more than what is needed.
I'm good if y'all are good. With the conditions, though, to
Yes.
be
Mhm.
met.
I move to approve Resolution 1384 with the conditions as recommended by Gunda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Look forward to y'all moving forward.
Most of the other apartment
It's gonna be a
buildings.
nice building.
Yes.
Look forward to working with y'all and y'all moving forward.
We have gone way beyond the required to see the fire and safety is all. We can run the fire, it's not of engineering that we done, is what we do.
Okay, good luck. See y'all soon.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 13, discussion and possible action regarding cash acceptance policy for property tax payment. Mr. Hill,
We tabled that one earlier, Mayor.
did we?
13 through 16, we're on 17.
Moving on up.
So we're on 16, correct?
17.
17. Okay, discussion in agenda item number 17. Agenda item is discussion and possible action regarding Public Works Director regarding the city ditch management plan and grass management plan. Mr. Hill.
Mr. Kelly, tell us what you got planned for it. If you want to come up here to the microphone, we'd appreciate it. What's your plan for ditch maintenance and parks maintenance, essentially, grass maintenance?
What my plan is on the ditch maintenance, as we working on it now, and I did speak with you, you have standing water right now because we done dug the ditch, but we, like I told you, we need to go back and visit those people that came and spoke in one of the city council meeting about cleaning up the cupboard, because half of the cupboards is, plugged up.
Mhm.
We got over half of a cupboard, and you're looking at about 2 feet of water still standing in the ditch, and the cause of the cupboard is not opening.
How many linear feet of ditches are we digging out per week right now?
I don't have that number with me at this time.
Okay.
I can ask for it, but I don't have it. And I don't wanna be
Wrong.
just throwing a number out there,
And then, do you know the linear feet we have for the entire city?
not this time,
Okay.
not up here, I don't.
Yeah, if we can get those numbers, because what we need to really figure out is how much you're doing, how long it's going to take us to get that done. Because as we're in budget cycle, if we need to look at making some changes to get this done, because, you know, the season is upon us where we're going to start having a lot more water. And I'll offline with you tomorrow. There's a citizen complaint about standing water in one of the ditches that's been cut out. It may be one of those that has a culvert issue. Our city inspector informed me that the water district has 2 leaks in one of our ditches.
Not 2 leaks,
It's several.
not 2 leaks.
Mr. Hill, if it's on 4th Street,
Yeah, I believe that.
Well,
No. It's on
Mr.
4th
Hill,
Street. Yeah.
Not only 4th Street, it's really.
There's a
all
leak
over
outside of my
Brookshire.
house, and I called Water
There's
District
one-
to come by, and they told me that the leak wasn't bad enough, and then spray painted my box blue and left.
we,
Because it was the only patch of green grass that I had in my yard for the entire summer.
Yeah.
There's one right down the street here at the next block.
Yeah,
It's not-
They're
it's
all
not
over the
just 4th
place.
Street.
yeah.
Yep.
we
You
identified,
got one right down Highway Lane where you can't even cut the grass.
Because the grass keeps growing because it's the only source of water right now.
You just pass by, you see how tall the grass is, pretty and green.
Okay.
on
Happy
4th
grass.
Street, myself, Mr. Kelly, as well as the mayor, identified the water leak for the water district in April.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
It is still now running.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I
lady-
identified the one at my house for them, and then they came out there and they were like, "We
That-
don't see any standing water," and I'm like, "It's the only patch of green grass."
Ms. Pierre was supposed to meet with us as well as MOC, and at 2 o'clock and at 10 minutes till, she called and said that they weren't meeting with us. And 4 or 5 months later, that's still there, and it's causing water to stand, even in the drought.
Mm-hmm.
In that lady's ditch, that's causing mosquito larvae to
Mhm.
grow.
Okay.
We have to pay for mosquito control, and part of the problem should be put on the water district. Mr. Pruitt,
I'm making notes of that.
I'd really like to, and this might sound a little harsh, I'd really like to move forward in whatever steps it is to take over the water district back into the city's control. And I mean, if that could be a future agenda item or a motion or however y'all would like to do it, but enough's enough.
Yep.
Okay. All right, on this agenda item, I move that we direct our Public Works Director to provide a written report to council by the next regular council meeting, which will be in 2 weeks essentially, outlining the plan for ditch management, how many linear feet we're able to maintain a week, how long it's going to take us to complete all the ditches and maintain the grass, what needs to be done according to that, so we can properly budget this year.
Second.
Thank Ms. Newendorf.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks, sir. Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda number 18. It is updating the billboard on Highway 90 and Gresham. Ms. Branch.
I just want to fine him $500 every day that he leaves the billboard up there after we told him to take it down since November. What's the update there, Mr. Pruitt?
I mean, like I said last time, it's just, you gotta start citing them.
I make a motion that we, what would you say, Mr. Pruitt?
Just begin citations on the illegal billboard.
Begin citations of $500 per day for the billboard located at Highway 90 in Grisham that was put up and voted by council to be taken down. $500 per day until removed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item number 19, updating regarding status of amendments to Development Code. Ms. Branch.
I think we
Table that
was
one.
tabling that one.
What's it?
Yes, sir.
It's tabled to Gunda.
What's the next
Number 20.
one? 20, we doing that or table that one?
Well, since Ms. Green's not here, I guess we'll table it.
Okay. Agenda item number 21, discussion and possible action regarding invoice payments and reports.
Is there some sort of resolution that needs to be made to where we have every single invoice and receipt for every dollar that is spent out of city accounts included in our invoice packets?
I mean, you can make that you can make it a motion to make that happen. I mean, I think it's been requested.
Because it's, I mean, as we've been kind of been discussing the sale of the animal shelter building, but then we need storage. And then, like, I didn't know that we were paying for storage buildings. We've never seen that receipt. We've never seen the receipts from Verizon. And then even at the last meeting,
Credit cards.
the credit card, yeah, all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, sometimes those are credit card statements that get paid. I'm going, whoa, how many credit cards are out there? Even I know the iPads have been a discussion in the past, and some of them had data packages on them, and who's paying for those, who has the iPads, which ones had the most use on them. I mean, all those different things I wouldn't think that we would have to ask for, but if we have to ask for it, then by God, we're going to ask for it. It's just, I want 100% transparency. If a penny gets spent out of our city accounts, a record of that penny should be in this packet for us to see every single meeting, because I feel like we're not making decisions in good faith.
Or you make a motion for directing Olson and Olson to draw up that resolution, Ms. Newendorf?
I mean, I can put it in a future agenda item, as a future agenda item, or,
Yeah, I mean, you can do that as a future agenda item, and I'll have it.
okay.
The mayor is, I mean, at the end of the day, this is the mayor's agenda, so he
Mhm.
can direct it, that by the next agenda that's there, but then we can back that up with a
With a
resolution
resolution.
policy for
Okay.
invoice reporting.
Sure,
We already approved that department chairs would also be here so that we could ask questions about the invoices. Mr. Kelly, we thank you. We actually sung your praises at our last meeting because you're the only one that regularly comes or assigns somebody to come in the place and representation of the public works. So I appreciate that from you and the public works department.
And Chief Miller for showing up.
And Chief Miller,
Look at
yes.
him back there. He was about to get his
Oh,
feelings
Chief
hurt.
Miller
I'm
sleep
sorry.
back there.
A second?
What was the motion?
There
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
a motion. I was just complaining. It's just,
Honest-
it's ridiculous. Like, this shouldn't operate this way.
Honesty is the best solution, Mayor Brent. She was just complaining.
Where's my?
Y'all know where I stand with invoice
Yes,
payments. So
ma'am.
if y'all are waiting
Yes,
on me to
ma'am.
make that motion, y'all no
We're gonna be
longer
waiting a
need to
while.
wait on me.
Same thing for this one.
I move that we table invoices for lack of completion.
Second.
I just said I move that we table invoice payments. Maybe we'll have a few more invoices that magically appear by next meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item number, did I skip 22 or something?
Nope.
Nope, you're on 22.
You're on
Your favorite one?
I was trying to skip it.
Yeah, he was.
Ms. Newendorf?
Discussion and possible action regarding updates to the city's personnel policy.
Second.
City policy.
Personnel policy.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Discussion and possible action regarding updated ordinances with recommendations from Gunda.
Second. I thought they were supposed to be here tonight, just.
Oh, something happened. No.
I talked to her today. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That carries. Go ahead, ma'am, if you have any more.
Discussion and possible action regarding complete invoice packets for all council meetings.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Ms. Newendorf, if you have any more?
That is it, sir.
Mr. Hill?
Discussion and possible action going out for bids for a new accounting firm.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carries. Mr. Hill?
Discussion and possible action removing and replacing the sign at Brookshire Gardens.
Second. Mr. Hill, is that in the city easement?
I'd have to look. I would assume it is. I would assume
Kelly,
it
you
is.
know?
I would think it is, but I've not pulled up a.
Okay.
Last one for this time.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And shoot.
Discussion possible action accepting bids, approval of a bid for City Hall roof maintenance and repair.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Mr. Hill?
That's all I'm gonna do for you tonight.
Ooh, thank you, sir. Uh-oh. Ms. Brown. I got
Uh,
half a-
Mayor, is this for the next regular council meeting?
Mm-hmm.
Are we doing a special meeting next week
I don't think so.
for all these that we've tabled?
Or any of the ones that were tabled time sensitive to where we have to do a special meeting? Or can we wait till
We
those?
should, I would think so, but
No, the only one that I would say that could be is the tax rate, but I mean, if we're behind on the budget, but for the tax rate, the drop dead date on that, you have to approve by September 29th.
Oh.
So you still
We
have
have
some time
time.
to get there's some steps we need to take before that.
so there's your answer, Mr. Hill. Today the wind is blowing one way. It's the budget starts October 1st, not September 1st.
Is our budget September 1 or October 1?
I think you're saying about September 1.
So our budget's September 1, but we can
Yeah.
make it work. But it's not in
Um,
good taste.
Well, if we're having a special meeting, I'd sort of like this. Never mind. Placing signs, traffic signs that says deaf person in the area, along with a speed bump on the east end of 4th Street, closer to Stallnick.
Deaf person, speed bump.
Did you get that agenda request? I'll second that.
She didn't do the speed. She didn't do one or the other. And I can't remember which one she didn't do. And
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ms. Branch?
and I know you'll be proud of me, Mayor Branch. That's all I have tonight.
Woo! Okay. The favorite one of all.
Nope. Still got one before that.
Council reports and community announcements, Mayor Branch.
How did I skip that? Agenda item number 23, council reports and community announcements. We already did that.
Mm-mm.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
None at this time since you called on me first today.
None at this time.
I've got some, but I'll be brief. Mr. Kelly and his group have been doing a good job, all the guys, and Miss Margie at Public Works. We've had a lot of tree trimming around City Hall, getting a lot of the debris off the roof so we can finally get the roof repaired the way it needs to be. The lighting in here got changed out and all throughout City Hall, and so y'all been busy, and I appreciate that. And he's also been, I saw y'all got the slab taken up, the old restroom slab at Lowenball Park. That's been a series of discussion for many years. I don't know why anybody didn't think to just say, Mr. Kelly, can you go there and get it yanked up? But now it's yanked up, so we got that hazard out of the way, so I appreciate that. Chief Miller, want to brag on him for a second. He did the back-to-school backpack drive. Very good job on that. And we're also had a Zoom meeting this week to discuss the National Night Out. And so we're hoping to get some more involvement in the community as well as business owners in that event. So that's going to be the first Tuesday in October. I think it's the 4th or the 6th.
It's the 4th.
4th. So looking
Yep.
forward to that event. And again, want to thank Chief Miller for his leadership on that. And that's all.
I actually did have one other one. Sorry. I just thought about it.
Yes, ma'am.
Waller County Fair is quickly approaching, and there are lots of ladies in our area who are running for Waller County Fair Queen. So if you would like to purchase your, what do they call them, super
Season
passes?
passes,
Yeah,
super
season passes. Please find one of those ladies to purchase one of them from in the opening act for Waller County Fair is Scotty McCreary. You don't
Scotty
know him. I'm kind
McCreary,
of
you
surprised that
don't
he
know.
agreed to come to Waller County Fair, honestly. He was the American Idol winner several years ago, so.
Yeah.
He's kind of a big deal.
Yeah,
And your season pass gets you into that night.
that's right.
Any more? Anyone?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Wait.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Take my time. Agenda item number 26 is adjournment.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.